Hey there, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do an October 2022 reading for the sign of Capricorn. This is your first time, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Glad to see you. We will go ahead and get started and see what Capricorn needs to hear for October 2022. I apologize for being a couple days late. I've been out of town, but now I'm back. So let's go ahead and see the message that needs to come out for Capricorn. Well, there might be something brewing here. For sure. It's kind of strange when you go out of town and you come back and you start doing these readings again. You're like, wow, how do I do this? You know, because you get into like a routine and a rhythm. And I'm just finding my rhythm again. So thank you for your patience here. Okay. Alright, here we go. Buckle up, as they say. Eight of clubs. Alright, so you're dealing with some kind of decision here, Capricorn, like it could involve some pretty strong opinions on your part, because this is also the card of kind of being stuck on a path or an idea. But this Eight of Clubs is usually, honestly, it's like there's a couple of distinct ways you can go with something, and you're kind of stuck there at the moment. So let's see what else is going on here. Wow, another 8. So the 8s in general are about moving ahead with things, and I guess you could kind of look at it as like life is progressing. It's making, you know, you're going through changes perhaps. Things are just kind of evolving. The 8 of Diamonds, though, this is about hard work paying off. It can also be entrepreneurship. So if you have found yourself embarking on some kind of task that is like something that you are completely in control of, perhaps it's bringing in some money, I hope it is, or just kind of like a new idea that you've put into motion. It's that kind of thing. But it's also the card of some gains being made in this area, usually around finances. I will be honest about that. It's probably something that you're engaged in to make money, or you are making money. Two of Hearts. This is about the desire for companionship, the desire for closeness. This just could be kind of an overall theme that's going on with you. It usually means you are involved with somebody who's close to your heart. I'll be honest. So in this context, you can look at it as, if you are involved with somebody, sorry, need to clarify that, it's you still have this strong desire to be connected and hooked up with somebody emotionally. You know what I mean? Engage with them emotionally on a consistent level. If you're single, this is obviously points to the desire to be engaged with somebody. But it's like you're not really in this mode of being independent necessarily on your own. Like, I want to shut everybody out and concentrate on my own finances, for example, or career, or anything that you're finding yourself drawn to these days. This is like the desire to be close to somebody. I don't know how else to say it, because it's not necessarily romantic, but it usually points in that direction. It could just be like engaged with a close friend, I suppose. And friends sometimes can become romantic. So there you go. 8 of Ace. Ace of Clubs. Sorry, we had these 8s coming out here. You're definitely embarking on a new start. You're learning new things, new skills. It's also about the desire to learn something perhaps that you're not completely well versed in at the moment. I would say it has a lot to do with this entrepreneurship card. Something you need to learn, maybe to get it started or to get it going. and there's probably some decisions to be made that way. Or let's just ask for more cards. Sorry, got distracted there because I wasn't feeling that was completely on the mark. So, Four of Hearts. Things are very comfy and cozy around the home life here. You're feeling very connected at home. Possibly, I don't know, a sense of family. It's interesting with the Two of Hearts, though, because if you are single, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean you're living with somebody. It's like you're feeling very connected these days. Let's just put it that way. So, in turn, it makes you feel very secure and stable. I think most people would, honestly. Most people would. I mean, even if you're not living with them. If you have that sense within yourself, it's actually stronger in some ways than living with a family unit, for example. The Nine of Diamonds looks like something completed here recently in some kind of financial realm. It actually is like, it's like a stimulus check card also. So something getting to completion that could honestly be anything under the sun, because I do not see anything here that's indicating like you wrapped up a career or a job or you retired. But you have large amounts of money going out, and you have those funds available to pay off debt, to be responsible, to take care of major repairs, that kind of thing. Let's see what else you can tell me about Capricorn for the month of October. Six of Diamonds. Definitely you got a money theme or abundance theme going on here. This is about opportunities for you to take financial responsibility. If I recall correctly, your last reading, Capricorn, was about needing to not spend. I think that was the overall theme of it. So that would kind of go hand in hand with this reading, honestly. This is the kind of the opposite. Well, not the opposite. You're still spending, but you're doing it responsibly. You're doing it in ways that are more constructive as opposed to destructive and against your better interest, you know. It's also, with the sixes, we're looking at new opportunities coming up. So I'm not quite sure. Maybe there's things that are going to transpire, maybe with this hard work paying off. Let's say you were embarking on some kind of entrepreneurial pursuit. It looks to me like more opportunities are going to be coming up in that area that are going to allow you to take financial responsibility for sure. Maybe something that you've been working on for a while that wasn't necessarily prolific in the sense that you weren't making a lot of money at it. Maybe suddenly you will. You know, that kind of thing. I'm still curious to hear about this eight of clubs in the decision, though, because we really haven't seen much about that. Queen of Clubs. This could be a fire sign, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. It's a female. It's an authoritative female energy, but it does not have to be a female per se, who's got some kind of power, and they could be somebody that you look upon, you know, for advice, because they generally have a good head on their shoulders. They're generous with their time. They're also, what am I trying to say? They're not overly domineering and they're not overly controlling. So I don't know if that's somebody that you can think of offhand. I mean, this could even be like an older sister, older brother. Let's go there. Older brother, a coworker, you know, somebody like that you just kind of look up to in some way. In some cases, this can be you embodying this energy. I just don't see any. I'm not getting the vibe that you're embodying this, so I feel like this is an outside person. Interesting. Maybe they're going to open up these new opportunities for you. Maybe point you in the right direction about spending more wisely. And do recall with this Nine of Diamonds, it's kind of along the same lines, honestly, of taking responsibility. So I see that as a theme here. Maybe these decisions you have to make are around where this abundance goes. And not like abundance like you won the lottery and you could just go out and blow a bunch of money, but spend it wisely so that you're investing in your future, helping yourself get out of debt, those kinds of things, really putting some thought into that. That's kind of what I'm getting. Six of Clubs, yes, another new opportunity card. This talks about higher pursuits. So you are on a road that's going to lead to some kind of personal growth, be it spiritual, financial, career-wise, emotionally, like in relationships, that kind of thing. You are on this path where you're going to have these opportunities to grow in some area. This is actually a very positive reading for you, Capricorn. I'm going to say this is probably the most positive reading I've had for you in a while. King of Hearts. So you got somebody around you, again, I don't feel like this is you, that's got some kind of fatherly love coming your way with this person. They have a lot of control and authority too. The King of Hearts is, like I said, very loving and generous, but they can be very firm in their guidance. It's kind of that tough love kind of guidance, but they're also always have your back. They always have your best interests at heart here. Just to put it out there, it could actually be a water sign, a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, or just somebody, like I said, who kind of embodies that. That's interesting. So you got this King of Hearts and you got this Queen of Clubs. So I don't know. Maybe it's a couple. Maybe it's a couple. Two people who are involved with each other that you're kind of relying upon in some way. Probably not financially necessarily, just, emotionally you have their strength and you have their guidance. Let's go ahead and look at your cards of advice. Maybe we'll see more about these financial decisions. The Jack of Clubs. I generally look at that as you feeling inexperienced in some way. Sometimes it can represent a person. I'm not really picking up on that with this one. It's more like it's a young, inexperienced energy. I think it's kind of indicating that this is something you've never faced before, having to take this responsibility, for example. Again, it is a fire element card, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But the Jacks are the Jack of Clubs, I should say, is very supportive and generous. So say maybe you're kind of feeling that yourself now that you have more freedom with your finances. You're feeling more generous and supportive. Anyway, let's keep going. Three of Hearts. This is generally a indication of some kind of indecision with emotional matters. It can be the player card. I'll put it out there. I don't like to necessarily put the spin on it that some tarot readers do. It's indecision around heart matters. You could be deciding between two people. You could be deciding about, again, what to do with this money, because we did see this, or this abundance. We did see this card here about being at some kind of crossroads. But emotionally, this is affecting you on some kind of emotional level. So I'm not necessarily seeing it just matter of fact, oh, do I pay this bill or pay that bill? I don't see it that simple. Could be wrapped up with this Eight of Clubs in that you are fixed on ideas of spending money in ways that would bring you more gratification in some ways, more fun things, for example. And here's where your heart's torn. Definitely kind of picking up something like that. Do you follow your head or do you follow your heart? Whoa. Tower. This is the Tower card. Okay. Ace if I can say Ace of Spades. It's also a new beginning, though. You're starting over in some major sense here. In the realm of advice, it could be asking you to, for example, tear down old beliefs and ideas, destroy old ways of living, kind of start over, from the bare bones, because the Tower card is about structure and something that has been in place for a long time, coming down, being destroyed, and then you rebuild from that foundation. Some people don't like to see Tower cards, but it's not always a bad thing. Out of the ashes, we are reborn, revitalized in our life. So I do think you're being asked to restructure your attitude, probably towards finances, just because we have a strong theme of that here. My God. Not so much relationships at the moment or career, but finances in some sense of the word. It's not really showing me where it's coming from. That's the interesting part. Could be coming from that King of Hearts energy or that Queen of Clubs. Honestly, I won't forget about that here when I think about this, but something is being rebuilt, and you're being encouraged to go along with that rebuilding. Let the tower fall, as they say. Okay. Alright, let's see what this card is. Whoa, 5 of Spades. So this is about major change here. Definitely in terms of like how you're living, lifestyle, that kind of thing. It's disruption in routine. It's some like what am I trying to say? In relationships, this is the breakup card. This is like all of a sudden you've been married for 20 years, suddenly you're not, that kind of thing. But I'm not saying that's what it's showing you here, but I think it's showing you to be prepared and to expect a degree of disruption in your life here. For some reason, this is surprise events. This is things being completely unexpected. Sometimes it can involve travel, which, yeah, it could involve like moving from one place to another. Like, suddenly you have to leave a place. Like, I'm just thinking examples of people who've been renting and suddenly the owner wants to sell the house, and you have 30 days to figure it out in this day and age, which is pretty harsh. It's pretty hard to find something that quickly that's going to be perfect. So, yeah, there's definitely some kind of, I'm going to say you have a little bit of a warning here about disruption. Things getting completely, I'm hearing turning off course. Like things are going to turn off course. The course they're on at the moment, if this hasn't already started for you, because this is the beginning of October, things are going to change course for you. And it's I think it's just kind of gently giving you a little nudge to say, okay, be prepared. Be prepared. Okay, let's see if we can pull any more cards of advice out for Capricorn. Queen of Diamonds. This is strong abundance and energy here. Pentacle energy, if you want to compare it to traditional tarot. I see this as the Taurus card, and it can be an earth sign in general. So it could be you. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. It's all out there. But I see this as the Taurus card because this is about strong authority, female energy with some power, who knows how to handle resources, handle finances, quite literally. They have a good head on their shoulders. Wow, I think the message here is that this is what you need to strive for here, Capricorn. In the last reading, like I said, there was something about not spending. You needed to stop spending or to stop yourself from spending too much. This is complete opposite card. This is taking some power and just having a good solid head on your shoulders that you're not going to go in the direction of your desires, of your whims. Yeah, because this is the realm of your advice. There's some things coming up here that are unforeseen. So being prudent with the finances, yeah, this kind of turned into a warning. I'll be honest with you. Down here, I mean, this was kind of, benign. Honestly, this wasn't like earth shattering. This was just kind of some stuff. Like here, you have this decision to make, and you're reaping some financial abundance here, and you're having to decide where to put it. But this is about, oh yeah, you need to be like a Taurus and stand firm in how you're going to allocate resources, because there's some unexpected, could be a little disturbing here. Disturbing in the sense you weren't expecting it, and it's gonna cause you to have to kind of start over in some sense. Not quite. Again, I'm not being really shown what that's about. Just the collective energy here for Capricorn, and yes, here's another card to change. This card is about the need for change. So whatever course you've been on, Capricorn, there were some changes that needed to happen, all in the course of things here. It's like you got stuck in some kind of rut, some kind of monotony. Like there's some, let's say you're not particularly feeling stuck in a rut. There's some part of your life that has been. And this is the need for change. I'm going to ask for another card though. This came out on your strong Queen of Diamonds card. Remember, we're talking about the Taurus. Taurus is a strong bull as far as dealing with something in regards to change. They don't necessarily like change, but they can endure it because they're strong, right? They're steadfast. I think it's asking you to have that kind of steadfastness about, even though the sun's out and it's looking really nice at the moment, gotta watch out for this. And here we have, whoa, Two of Spades, some kind of division. This is usually between people. I didn't see anything else out here about emotion except this Two of Hearts. Huh. For some Capricorns, this could mean some kind of breakup, because this card down here does talk about breakup. I just have to say it. I didn't see this really going down that storyline, but now that this came out, this is like people not being who you thought they were, or vice versa, and there's like a permanent division, change in some kind of connection that you have with somebody. But apparently it needed to happen. The card of change and renovation. Rejuvenation. You got to look at it that way. Don't look at it as dark and gloomy and oh shit kind of attitude. Just, wow. If you look at your cards of advice here, if you can see this I know this is on the edge of the camera, but you have these spades on this side and spades on this side. And honestly, in cartomancy, spades a lot of times they're kind of dark energy, and you could see why. The associations that go behind them are not always the most positive. Not every single card, but with that Two of Spades, you're looking at division. With this Ace of Spades, you're looking at a tower moment, and this is like, wham, bam, uh-oh, here comes major change coming out of nowhere. Just kind of changing the flow of things in your life. Unforeseen circumstances. Okay, I'm going to end it there. Not sure if the advice here was particularly detailed, but I mean, I feel like this is your key. Think Taurus. Do some research if you need to. Think Taurus. Taurus is very good with money. The ones I've known, they'll spend it, but not on a daily basis. Not only on like special occasions, and they're not particularly over the top with their spending. They're just very, very smart with managing money because security is very important to Taurus. And I don't mean to go off on this tangent about it, but I want you to understand the Taurus, like security is everything to them. They can live very frugally and very happily. As long as they have this big bank account behind them, they're satisfied, honestly. They're not about lavishness necessarily. Doesn't mean they live in a shack, but it's kind of that mentality of, I have this big bank account, I'm fine. I don't need to go out to the steakhouse. I can go over here and grab this sandwich from Subway, and I'm good. I'm good because I'm not hungry. You see, it's that kind of mentality, because you do have something coming up here. We will check in mid-month here. I might even try to continue on with this reading. I did something different for a few other signs because I was leaving town. I wasn't able to get yours in and a couple others where I was going to continue the reading because I did them before I left, but oh no. Let's see where this goes mid-October, shall we? If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit subscribe and notifications. You'll be alerted when that next video comes up. It's the easiest way to find a reader again, or a video if you're looking for somebody specific. I've actually lost track of readers that I've liked in the past just because I didn't save the video or subscribed. So just giving you a heads up on that. If you like the video, go ahead and hit me a thumbs up. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.